crowds. Because poverty is not somebody born with, it happens to people because they do not have certain skills. With the idea of creating self-awareness, once this whole structure is on a solid foundation, then next step is creating self-awareness, social responsibility, and finally you become a valued citizen where you become a net giver. What we will be doing in our project is actually these areas and not those areas as far as the program is concerned. So we would be looking at this, how do we impart, share our knowledge about critical thinking, problem solving and decision making first, and if it works, to go on to the other levels. So that's in a nutshell. So how do we go about case studies? Now what sort of case studies there will be? These are case studies which will be relevant to them. For example, our first thing, we are going to talk about critical thinking. And our first lesson, or the first module, the first day, we will be talking about, okay guys, you have got a key to a house. What's next? So that's where we will have 20 to 25 people to participate. It would be on Saturday, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock for 9 weeks. The first instance, introductory sessions, we need to pay overtime, seating arrangement, duster, pen, paper and all these things. Member commitment, I will come to that in a second. Juice and snacks, and we will submit a little bit. The next one is member participation. This is fundamental for this particular project. All we are asking, once a year, 1 hour of your time in the company of our pretty lady Kushla.
Can we have more time?
At Cité Marjolaine. So that's all we are asking from all of you. 3 things you will be doing. You will be supporting the trainer with your experience, with your work, with anything that the trainer requires by being present, showing the importance we are attaching to the project, which also will give the weight to the project vis-a-vis our participants. Deliver a lecture of a topic that we will be discussing in a while, and give an overall feedback to RCPL members in terms of how the housing project is, what's happening there, so we can get basically a direct input from each member or from members each week. So I think that makes the whole project very interesting for the whole life of the project. The topics we have discussed. So that's a very important day, Paul Harris Day. So way the project will happen. So the program commences, we evaluate after 9 weeks. If we see that the project is delivering, it is moving, we are getting participation, we move to the next courses, and we move to the support from stakeholders, and we go on doing it for the whole thing. So that's what we want. The best way of doing good to the poor is not making, we have already read that. So, what is the big picture? This is not a project which we are looking at it for only Cité Marjolaine and finish with it. We are not looking for 3 courses. What we are looking at, we prepare a ground. That's the 3 courses. Then we do the life skill courses. We fine-tune our method by going to other Rotary areas, it can be Mayberg, it can be any city, where we can go and bring this particular project to those areas. And once we perfect the method, then we can transfer it beyond, make it a district project, make it a Rotary international project. But the fundamentals are there, and I finish by quoting from Nelson Mandela, who said, "Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. It is an act of justice. Like slavery and appetite, poverty is not natural. It is man-made, and it can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings. Sometimes it falls on a generation to be great. You can be a great generation. Let your greatness blossom. Thank you very much.